So, so I somehow ended up on an email chain where Josh forwarded an email to Isabel. He's like, "Hey, hit up Dez. He's good for this." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Hey, Dez, what do you do?" And I'm like, I write songs. I tell jokes, sort of, not really. She's like, "Okay, well, Josh has recommended you, so what do you think?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." She's like, "No, you can't just be down. You gotta tell me, like, what are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Oh." So then I kind of read the premise, and it's like, from what I've gathered, I think everybody's like adhered to the concept of like why music's important to them. I mean, that's pretty much right? Music, it's important. So go tell you why. Go share why. So I thought about it, and I never really thought about it. It's always been important to me. Like I'm like, you just play songs. I watch La Bamba, and I'm like, all right, I like music. So I thought, you knew this. I like La Bamba. I snuck into a movie theater a long time ago with my dad, and we watched it, and I was hooked. I got a guitar like that Christmas. It was awesome. My mom still holds it. She's pretty proud of it. So anyway, I thought about it, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to share a story of my ex-girlfriend, Bronwyn Rose, who is no longer with us. She passed away from breast cancer at 25. So that was obviously a really young age to have that, happen. And I've written a lot of songs in my life, and I don't know if I've ever written a song that still sort of has like some really, valuable connection to sort of the past and sort of the journey that I've been on so far as this one, just because it's really arguably people's favorite song that I've ever written. And so it keeps on coming back to me. Like, the older I've gotten, the more I've tried to write new music. People that I haven't talked to in years are like, "Hey, you still play that song Frequency?" I'm like, yeah. So they really love it, and it's about her, and as a writer, I used to always write love songs or lust songs, and they were like fantasies. They weren't really about real people. They were like concepts, they were ideas, they were goals, and this song was really about her and me just really being like appreciative of her. We met at a poetry reading, actually. She was 19, I was like 22, and I came in like it's, I thought it was badass. I had like sunglasses at night, and actually our good friend Joe was hosting this poetry reading, and I performed, and she kind of she kind of scoped me out. She's like, "You're good." I'm like, "Thanks." So that quickly turned into us dating, and maybe 4 months later we started living together, and I really enjoyed the story about the California girls because she was very much a California girl. She was born and raised out of Venice. She was like a hippie child, like really just like everything you would expect out of this artistic soul that grew up by the beach, but not Santa Monica, like Venice when it was hood, And she was so wise and like now that I'm like in my 30s and I think about like 19, 20-year-old kids, I can't imagine that anybody was nearly as mature as she was. So we dated, and it was amazing. It was passionate. It was young love, and it didn't work out. So I moved out, and I've been in a lot of relationships. I'm an habitual monogamist, and out of all the relationships I've ever been in, she was the only person that I actually had like a really deep friendship with after. Because I've always been one that thought that was kind of awkward and weird. But with her, it was genuine. I stayed, we stayed in contact. We really just had authentic sort of reconnections of just conversation. And then I probably didn't talk to her for maybe about a year and a half. And I remember this vividly because I was actually just leaving the casino because I was playing a lot of poker then. And I was in the gas station after maybe losing several $100s. And her mom called. And I hadn't talked to her or her mom in a long time. And I knew that there was something wrong. She's like, Bronwyn's gone. I just needed to tell you. And it kind of it kind of really was unsuspecting because, to backtrack a little, I had talked to her through the process when she got diagnosed, and she really was like a fighter. She was like the first person that I discovered The Secret because of her. She was like all about like holistic like remedies, and she completely like recovered herself like to the point where she's in remission. So I hadn't talked to her for a long time, and I thought she'd beaten it. So to kind of get that phone call just really it just kind of took me. It took me. I wasn't ready for it, and so the reason why she called me was to tell me there was gonna be a service in about a week, and for some reason I was really torn about going. I didn't know if I had it in me, and I was at my job on the weekend, and I was having a conversation with my friend, just talking about it. He was like, "Well, what would you regret more? You know, not going or going?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, not going. I guess when you put it that way." So I went, and it was this beautiful service. It was on the beach, and they released doves, and they ended up having like a gathering at this beautiful house, and people just shared stories about her. And you know, when you wonder why people, you know, get taken away so quickly, it can be a question that never gets answered. But I know that she lived a very full life, and I think that like in just the short amount of time that she was on this earth, she really touched a lot of people. And I'm just thankful that I was one of them. So the song's about her. It's a tribute to her. And ironically, I shot a video of this song years ago. I forgot about it because I'm a perfectionist. I never shared it with people. And the person that was a part of the shoot like posted on Facebook and tagged everybody that was in this video. It was probably like maybe 9 years ago I shot this. And it just took me back to like the fact like this song is like it hit me how much of the song is a tribute to her, and how immortal that is. You know, like when I have to ask myself why music's important to me, I think it's important to me because it like documents the journey for me. You know, like it makes me realize that I was here, and when you hear a song, you get taken back to these moments in your life where you remember smells and things like that. So I think music's important to me because it's like the mirror to my journey. I guess it's an audible journey. And the song is called Frequency, and it's a tribute to Brown and Rose. I would say it's a bit of a lust song. Try, I to find it, baby, below this frequency. No, you won't. Oh, Jesus, know the song she sings to me. Try, I to find my baby below this frequency. She mangles the strings of breathing, turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. She mangles the strings of breathing, turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. Turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. Turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. So I love the way you talk, love the way you check my ass when I bark, love the way you walk away with my heart nonchalant like it was yours from the start. Love the way you test out what we feel in the dark, wrestling over who plays what part. I love the way you top your art like little pebbles in the middle of a sexual embark. Love the way you text message me from work that you hurt, cause I'm not there to ruffle up your skirt. animal all day, imagining myself in the rhythms of your sway. Instead I keep asking myself if it's okay to call you again for like the 10th time today. But I know I have to work, but I think I wanna play with your panties, sick girl, so hand me them one by one, passionately, one by one, passionately. Cause you know, try I to find my baby below this frequency. No, you won't. The Jesus know the song she sings to me. Try I to find my baby below this frequency. She mangles the strings, breathes, turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. She mangles the strings, breathes, turns them into rings. Dreams of being loved, turns them into rain, and dreams of being loved. So listen, so listen. So listen up, little red rose, will never falls in love. No more pedaling to pick up pedals. Think you had enough heavy metal when you're trying to settle. When you something soft by your soloist who stands stuff with melodies impossibly bold enough to sing your notes. When they're off impossibly hold onto your heart longer than your pops, and honestly be there just to stay there. Rest me like a car, baby, here just to steer away your fears from men who bear baggage like the bellies. Men who sell these promises of heaven when it's hell they're giving. Always doubting what you're giving, letting any minor thing affect you in upsetting ways. When I'm here to hug you like you were 7, babe, whisper in your ear, I appreciate your presence, babe. It's your year, be a queen and I'll be your peasant, babe. My love, yeah, my love. Try I to find my baby below this frequency. No, you won't. The Jesus know the song she sings to me. Try I to find my baby below this frequency. She mangles the strings, breathes, turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. She mangles the strings, breathes, turns them into rings and dreams of being loved. Dreams of being loved. Thank you.
Yeah.